We're live. Where you going now? We just went live.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, look here. Look, it's lightening up now. Well, it's still a little dark.
I think they can make us out.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're gonna sing the Wednesday song.
I forgot the Wednesday song.
Oh, fuck.
I thought it was the Hump Day song.
Just a Wednesday song. Hey, Tony, 600 videos. Did I? Actually, I'll tell you what. We took that probably about 100 of really early ones. So yeah, and then there's a few of them we did that went up. So yeah, we're over 600 for sure. So Dallas is sick tonight. You know what? I'm gonna get that light.
All right.
We need another extension cord.
I've got you covered, brother. I'll be right back.
All right, you get the extension cord, and then I'll go get the light. Or you could, as long as you're.
I got it, brother.
All right. Al's taking care of business as usual. Let's see. John Sabo, what's happening? George Bonnie, what are you doing? Abel D. Stoic Steel, howdy. J. Russell Fitch, you're enjoying their engine build. We haven't built an engine, but we're still autopsying. Wait, there's more to come. We're not finished yet. We had Kiwi here yesterday, actually. Yeah, or today. Today, Kiwi was here today. So this engine is an onion of wait, you'll see.
It's a soap opera.
It's the content fountain. It's the gift that keeps on giving. All right, we're gonna get the light fixed here in a minute because why is the light so bad? Let's see. I will tell Dallas he hopes. Yes, Mopar man. Yes, happy Wednesday, Kyle. Well, was that Rod Ben? We don't even know. We found other things. So it's not going to matter because we're going to put it's just going to get a whole reciprocating assembly. It's going to get it. John Sabo, where is the green motor? The green motor is clear on the other end of the shop. It's still on Dallas's run stand, which is where it'll stay until it's ready to get stuck in the car. And it'll be a while before it goes in the car. Throttle Davidson, what's happening? Okay, bring it closer. Oh man, this is terrible. Turn it this way. No, maybe the other way. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm being swallowed by the darkness that's deep in my. Oh wait. Oh, okay, that's better. Yeah. Wow. Look how close we had to bring this thing to get.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Right.
We're gonna have to put a light budget.
No more light. You look fine. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I see. Fab Mod Race Repeat. Hello from Northern Dragway. Are you at the track right now? Or Northeast Dragway. Pappy and Cycles, kind of surprised about the new cam having pigtail shavings in the oil passages. I told it. There's no quality control. There's no quality. This is weird. I can't because I'm trying to. What should we do?
Is it okay to y'all the way it is, or you want us a little bit lighter, or what?
No, it's not that. It's like I'm having a. All right, this almost needs to be between us, I think. Because you see the dynamic here? It's like,
right.
We should have thought about this before we went on.
Sorry, guys. This was last minute. He caught me working in the shop, so.
Yeah. Harry Cat, what's going on? Franco, what's going on, Franco? You're good, dude. Oh, all right. Vince, what's happening? I'm wondering if we take that off of there and put it up on here.
That might work.
Let's try that. Just gotta be careful not to move this part of the wire.
Hope y'all don't have motion sickness.
Oh, it's an earthquake. Oh, hold on to something. Yeah, just stick it on there. Okay, now turn it down. Oh, I like this better. Bro, this is much better. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now, here, I can fix this. Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Look at that. That's a hell of a lot better.
See how much better that is? And now you could scoot up a little bit.
We actually look a little bit human now.
Kind of. You could scoot up and you can actually get in on some of the question action.
Yeah, because this guy's blind.
Oh, that's much better. Boy, I need a shave. I'm starting to look like that Cabral guy.
I shaved this morning.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I do it like once a week, whether I need it or not. I just give it a quick trim. You know, and
Well, it's kind of like me. I wait until it starts to get a little itchy, and I take it off.
Kathy's always on me about that. You know, she's like, you gotta groom yourself. I'm like, wow.
Well, when we get to a certain age, we don't care
I
anymore.
just don't care. I just don't care. Let's see. Joey Russell Finch, do you need to mag that 440 block? Consider what you found. I know the exact places that those blocks crack, and I've already looked them over, and there's no cracks there. The block is actually
block is
really
good.
The block is good. The crank is toast. Fairstein, you guys don't even know what earthquakes are. Well, no, if you're from the West Coast, yeah, you've definitely got us, covered there.
I know what hurricanes are. Florida's up.
Although they say that there's a fault line that runs through someplace here in the Midwest.
Yeah, up in we got one over there going from Chattanooga to Knoxville.
Yeah, they say that's when that lets go, it's going to be bigger than the San Andreas one.
Dolly might get knocked off balance.
Yeah, why?
Dolly
Oh
Parton.
yeah, she's such a sweetheart. Let's see, Mike Rundle. It was hotter than hell down here. I got clippers and buzzed it off. Oh, I guess you're talking about your beard, dude. Yeah, well,
it was actually pretty nice out today after the rain came. It was about 67, 60. I almost rode the bike today.
I didn't ride the bike. I should have ridden today. I didn't ride anything today. I need to ride.
I think it might be good tomorrow.
One of my old bikes popped up on Facebook Marketplace. You get your phone?
Oh, yeah. Let me go get it.
One of my old bikes popped up today. I'm going through Facebook Marketplace. I'm always just looking, right, to see, because you're always looking for the deal. Oh, I can't possibly pass this up. There was one I missed day before yesterday. It was not a special bike, but it was a really super clean early 80s GS 450, right? Little Suzuki, great round town bike, right? Just like a beautiful paint. It was all complete. Guy said that it needed carburetor work, which is like 5 minutes, right? So he wanted $500 for it, and it's like one of those things: you snooze, you lose. I was like, I couldn't message him quickly enough, and it was already gone. So, but I'm always looking for those deals. You know what I mean? Where you can't, you can't.
Was it the GS or was it the R?
Well, 71. Just look under Yamaha R5, or just Yamaha, and it should come out. It was listed today. So, Ronald Davidson, when I start my cars and bikes at the same time, the neighborhood thinks there's an earthquake. I used to roll my nitro car out in the driveway and do chirpies and stuff in the driveway. The first time I did that, right? I lived next to a Middle Eastern family, right? This was in Staten Island. This is on Caton Avenue. It was 358 Caton Avenue was the address, right? And that's the bike. That's my bike.
Dude, that's a nice bike.
Tell me about it. Look at the rest of the pictures.
Wow.
I'll tell the story about that in a second. So it was a Middle Eastern family that lived next door to us. So I had a double A fuel altered, right? And every once in a while I'd roll in a driveway and but the first time I did this, right? And mind you, I never kept alcohol around, so it was always 100% nitro. So the first time I do this, I roll it outside, I fire it up, and this kid next door from the this Middle Eastern kid, right? Maybe he was maybe 10, 11 years old, comes running out of the house, staring up the sky like as if they were being bombed. But it was my fuel car.
See if I make the picture bigger.
Okay. Right. He's getting that picture going. Wait. Did we lock up? Oh no, there we are. Harry, Harry, what's going on? I have this annoying miss at idle on your stove bolt. I don't know. I have to think about that. All right. So, oh God, look at this. So I'll tell you the story about this bike, right? So this one over here is on Facebook Marketplace today here in Murfreesboro. Oh, yeah, somebody's going to just buy it. Okay. So here's the story with this bike. I had a Kawasaki triple. I had a bunch of motorcycles, right? So I had a Kawasaki triple, and that was like my neighborhood bike, right? And I'd run around and just terrorize stuff. So my friend John buys this thing, okay? It's a little Yamaha R5, 71 R5. Tiny little bike, but slicker than hell. Just beautiful, right? So one night, No, pre-RD, pre-RD. So one night there's like a bike thing that goes on in one of the supermarkets, right? So he and I, we got the only two strokes. We had Harleys and stuff like that, right? But we loved running around on the two strokes. So they have this bike thing, this bike night thing at this this supermarket parking lot. So we decided to take our two strokes down and just be a nuisance. So we pulled in and then we started doing wheelies, right? So he does a little wheelie, I do a little wheelie, he does a little wheelie, I do a little wheelie, and now we're just like a wang, right? We're having fun, right? So we pull out, we pull out on the Amboy Road, okay? And John on this little R5. Now John was a big guy. He was about Al's size, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, John Bertone. John, I love you. I hope someday you're in the audience here. So anyway, John leads into this thing on Amboy Road, right? Hikes the front end up, shifts second gear, front wheels in the air, shifts third gear, front wheels in the air, comes up on a turn, okay, like a full-on turn, leans the bike like a unicycle, never lets off the throttle, goes around the turn clean, right? I'm like, if I tried that on my triple, I would be dead 4 times already. I bought the bike from him the next day, right? So I kept it for a couple of years while we were in New York. And then when I decided to move to Tennessee, I said, I'm going to clear the house. I had 28 motorcycles. I said, I'm going to sell everything, but I'm going to keep something. I got to keep something. So I says, I'm going to keep my Ironhead Sportsters. I was an Ironhead Sportster freak. So I took 7 Ironhead Sportsters and put them on the side. I was going to take them to Tennessee. And just at the very last minute, I says, wait, I have to take one of my 2-strokes. So I grabbed that bike. And so I'm taking my R5 down. And that's what I moved to Tennessee with. And then one by one, I got rid of all the bikes. And then that was like the last one that I got rid of. That was 15 years ago. And it pops up today on Facebook Marketplace.
Dude, I love those bikes.
It is the most fun. If you've never ridden an R5, you cannot, or an RD350, or an RD, you like RD400s. The thing is, those bikes are so much snappier because of the reed valves. So there's no reed valve on the R5. But, geez. Kawasaki let the good times roll. Yeah, man.
I had a Kawasaki. I had a KZ1000 when they first came out. I owned it for 2 weeks. And after I did 162 cross Gandy Bridge, I sold it because I knew I was going to kill myself on it.
Or a Z350. Yeah, but that's a whole different class.
Yep.
The thing about those early non-reed valve 2-strokes, like the R5, right, or even a little of the RD350 or the 250 rather, the S3 Franco. Okay, wait, was it? You could ride those bikes almost 10-10 all the time. They were a blast. The RZ is like it's like a chainsaw from hell, and it's just like you can't ride a 10-10 like that. But Franco. That I had that NS3 400 was out of all of the triples I owned, it was the happiest. I've come to think of it, Franco. The night that I was talking about that we were out with John and that bike meet, I was on an S3. Doug Norton has a fetish for 6-cylinder motorcycles. How could you not?
You're gonna go that far, you might as well get a Boss Hog V8.
Nestor's Garage. You rode an RD250 with a 4-inch by 18, 4x18 knobby in Ferry Point dumps in around 83. It was nuts.
Oh, those bikes in general are nuts, man. I call them little kamikaze suicide bikes.
Oh, they were a blast. Phil McClam, he had a 74 RD350 and 76 as a junior in high school. Abel D, usually looking for base oil paint for engine, but of course no one sells custom color paints in Cali. We are stuck with Rust-Oleum standard colors in a quart. Ever mix your Rust-Oleum for custom colors? I've tried it, and I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I thought I was making orange once. I mixed yellow and red. Thought I was making orange, and I made this. It's like I still have nightmares about this color. It doesn't exist anywhere in anything but nightmares. And no.
I tell you what, you might be able to try is the local hardware store like Ace Hardware. Those guys mix anything up. Yeah. I might be a shot. So.
Well, I mean, I imagine if you buy white Rust-Oleum, you can have it tinted
any color you
want. Just I don't think you should try it yourself. Let's see. Oh, Unity Motorsports. What's happening, brother, man?
What's going on, Andy?
Kirker pipes, air-cooled KX80 scream. I had one of those. My kid, I had a KX80, and that bike just never ran right. Never ran right. Could never. I don't know. There's just something with it. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Let's see, who's that? Virginia Cruise.
Virginia Cruise.
Tips on changing fuel pump on a 91D. Well, what motors it got in it?
It's going to be fuel injected. It's in the tank. 91. I don't know if you could. I don't know if pulling a bed is quicker than I don't know.
So I know usually on those it's now with Ethan's truck we actually jacked one side of the bed up and was able to get into it with no problem. But a lot of people take the bed off and slide it over to the side.
Let's see. Hank Reardon, Tony, I learned the hard way that Purple Power eats aluminum, destroyed some 5.9 pistons. What do you use for degreaser? You could use it for just a short period of time. Like you could stick aluminum in there for like an hour, and
wash it off.
It does a pretty good job. But if you let it sit overnight, I know. I found that out the hard way myself.
And don't use muriatic acid.
No.
Had a buddy of mine down in Florida had a moped, and he's like, I'm going to rebuild this thing. So he soaked the jug, pistons, and everything muriatic acid, and it was like a pit mess.
It's just goo. The motor came out as just goo. Michael Bianelli, Benolil. Sorry about that. Ever work on a Saab two-stroke? I have not.
No.
Ever work on a two-stroke Saab? No. Don English says he cut an X in the bed above the pump.
I've seen people do that.
An X?
They'll do an X and peel the metal back on the bed.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
And then I had a friend of mine actually made him a little access door.
Nice. H27. I had a few of those. I had my favorite. I had a 69 H1, which was the baddest out of all of them. I had a couple of H2s, but that early H1 was just vicious. Let's see. Gurney for President says he has a Saab two-stroke. Does it make enough torque to actually move a car? I mean, two-strokes are great when they come up on a pipe and all, but like, how is that in a car in traffic, like going uphill? I can't imagine it's a pleasant experience. It's got to be like less torque than a rotary, no?
Let's see, Mopar man said, yeah, he's a Dollar General degreaser.
Yeah. Chris Greenaway, anyone mind troubleshooting a Mercury Cougar headlight system? Winks and one stays constantly up.
What year?
He doesn't say. I mean, the Hideaway headlights were.
I mean, because some of them were vacuum, some of them were mechanical.
The original ones were vacuum.
Yeah.
I think on the that's one of those things where they had them for a few years and didn't have them and had them again.
It's one of those in and out deals.
Yeah. Virginia Cruise, TBI versus Carb on a 318, pros or cons? Yeah, the TBI sucks and the Carb is the pro. Gurney for President, it's a blast to drive. Once you get it going, it's not bad. Like a hive of bees coming at you. I love
so we'll get one and I'll push you off, get you going.
I'm wrestling with getting the old R5 back now. It's
if you get it back, you're gonna have to ride it, man. You can't let it sit.
I don't need 5 bikes. That would be bike number 5.
Might get a community bike.
Clayton, thank you, sir. I'm not gonna pass. I'll pass it on the Buell. The Buell is fine, but no, not that R5. Clayton, thank you, sir. I have an 024 top ring gap on my 24,000 top ring gap on my Ford 306 with hyper flat top pistons. Is a gap too big? I can't find 35 over rings. Should I get 40 over rings and file them? Will a big gap cost horsepower? 24,000. Yeah, it's a 4-inch bore. It's no. I think you're okay. What's supposed to be about 16, 14,000, 16,000. You know, I would send it. I would send it and just tell yourself that you did it so you could spray it.
There we go.
Right.
Future boost project.
Yeah, just tell people I plan on spraying it and just leave it alone. Yeah, you'll be all right. John Sabo, who
Oh,
says
no
5
doubt.
bikes is too much? Well, the problem is I have a sickness. So like I says, the last time I was at 28. And I had them all in my house, right? Not good, not good. So,
Dude, I tell you, who's that? Doug? Yeah, Doug. Dude, I love the CV 750s.
yeah.
And I loved it. My dad had a 754. That thing was just badass. You could hear that thing 5 miles away.
So a lot of people prefer the single overhead cam. I like the dual. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the single overhead cam, but
No.
the dual overhead cam motor just seemed more. Well, it was just more refined in general.
But I used to build the CB 350s to keep up 1200s light to light. They used to hate me.
Yeah, throttle it up. It's 4,000 per inch of bore, so it's 4-inch bore, so it's 16 thousandths. He's at 24, so it's 8 thousandths over. He'll live. It'll be okay.
He's ready to go.
Shopcat Industries. Oh,
boy, that went quick.
That blew right out of there. Hi guys, new here, so be gentle. We always are. I'm trying to build a little channel myself, so it's nice to learn from successful guys. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, by all means, do. I mean, we're here to help each other. Obviously, does John Wilburn know? John Wilburn is always trying to help other guys get their channels going here. Yeah, Dallas does look different. He's
gained a little weight.
Oh wait, it's not Dallas. Dallas is sick tonight, and Al was here screwing around with the with Kiwi's thing. So come on, let's do a live. Mr. Roman, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Roman. Tony, 1975 E150 shorty van. Should I buy that bike back? Fuck me.
Hey, we can flip a quarter on it.
I'm having a hard time. No, I'm serious. This is bothering me now because like that's almost the color of the bike.
But dude,
Mr.
I mean, the
Roman
bike's still in
super
good
chat.
shape. I know.
Tony, 1975 Ford E150 shorty van with 351 Windsor. Just swapped the intake, single air gap with a 1406 Edelbrock. OEM, new plugs, wires, distributor, rotor, blah, blah, blah. True dual with 22-inch thrusters. Suggestion, what's next? Does it run?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds like you have a, what do you
want to do with it?
Right, exactly. What do you want to do with it?
I mean, it sounds like we've got so far. It sounds good for if he's just having something like a little cruiser or something.
It's perfect for a cruiser. For performance, it's definitely undercarbonated with the 1406. But for cruising, driver, whatever, I just stop where you are. Yeah, send it. We missed a bunch of them here. Looking for anything profound. Doug Don is saying the dual head doesn't really flow as good as it should, and in dual overhead cam, you were very limited to speed parts. Single overhead cam is the better route. See, now I never got into thrashing on the things. I only know them as, okay, I'll buy this, ride it for a couple of weeks, and then flip it. So that's the only way I know those bikes. Let's see.
All right, Bear Rose only needs 17 more to go.
Okay. John Wilburn is saying he will be live with Bear Rose Garage tonight, immediately after this. So as soon as he's done with this, head over to John Wilburn's channel. and let's get Bear Rose Garage his 17 more subs. 17 more subs. French Onion, Steve on next week. I have not talked to him. I keep meaning to message him. I've got so many things on my freaking head. I mean, like, seriously, I got like, I have so many things on my head. I will get a hold of him.
The Wrench has got a good question.
Tony, specs are 2 to 2000s on a 360 Magnum main journal. I'm right at 2 with scat crank new bearings. Should I pull it back down and polish for 2.5? Standard volume oil pump thoughts. I know a lot of people are like, tight oil. I like engines loose.
Love them loose.
Yeah, if you think you can polish for an extra $1,000, I would do it. I would do it.
I hate breaking a motor in.
Oh, I mean, breaking it or not, it's just you always got it hanging over your head that any little disturbance You know what I mean? Because the bigger your oil clearance, the more of an overall cushion volume of oil you
Or they can
have.
get there, yeah.
Right. So when the clearances are extremely tight, right, you have less of a pool of available reserve oil on that journal for when things go bad.
Right.
So you may get 2 seconds of no oil pressure or foam, let's say, at 0.02 of an inch,
Right.
and you'll get 3 or 4 seconds of zero oil pressure or just foam at 0.03 of an inch.
Right.
So I always err on the side of loose.
Let's go loose.
Pete Diamond, your shop is missing one thing from back in the day. Pin-up girl posters. Pin-up girl posters. You never saw the other side of the shop. We actually have live go-go dancers in cages. You only see this part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pin-up stuff. No. We've actually got live go-go girls.
Now I do have a pin-up I'm going to bring for the Junkyard Jets.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's Burt Reynolds on the shag carpet photo. You remember that one?
Which one is it?
Burt Reynolds was laying on the shag carpet back in the day.
Oh, jeez.
Or the bearskin rug, where it was.
But did you ever see the one with Bill Jenkins? Because he did that.
Dude, it was disgusting.
I know. Ultra Kathy won't allow it. Who do you think buys them their go-go boots? All right, let's see. Unity Motorsports Garage, tight is bad. One thing people forget is oil is coolant, must move oil through the bearing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that's side clearances, right? You know, people are very, very really, it's too loose. No, side clearance allows the oil to flow and keeps that coolant. Yeah. Loose is good. People don't like loose because it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound tight. You'll get, you know what I mean? But, no.
The Bo Derek poster. Oh, please, let's don't go there.
Linda
I had that
Hurst,
thing on my wall when I was a kid.
her name is Linda Vaughn. She was Miss Hurst Golden Shifter.
Oh, yes.
Right, but the real hot one was Nikki Phillips.
Jungle Jane wasn't bad either.
Who?
What was it, Jungle Jane?
Oh, Pam
Jungle,
Hardy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she was a different animal.
Oh, yeah.
Barrow's Garage is saying, if you're my 500 sub, please let me know, and I'll do a video for you to get yours up as well.
Oh, good deal.
I
like that. Everybody's working together on trying to get their 500.
That's why I say, see, I always praise our audience here, our community is the best automotive community on YouTube, because there's nobody else. Man. Right? Okay, so like you jump into these other chats and stuff like that, and you see it. There's good conversation goes back and forth. There's like give and take. They have fun. But our audience is acting as a community and building each other up.
Oh, dude, they're great. I mean, even for me, man. I mean, they're coming over on my side a little bit, and it's like they're the best, man.
Right.
I mean,
right. And that's what I'm saying. That is, we have the best automotive community on YouTube. Nobody even comes close. I mean, like nobody's forget about close. We're in a league of our own here, right? You know, we're in a league. I wish I could take all the credit for it. I can't. It's the collective of people who've gotten to involved circulating around this channel. You know, so it's like there's nobody else. Nobody. This is it. This is absolutely it. Tall Garage, thank you so much for your super chat, my brother. Sold most of my projects. Did end up picking up that 68 Dart. Interesting. ARP told me they were out of everything with no stock built till June, and all I wanted was short 302 studs for the 300 LS head.
Best bet is eBay. I see stuff that's sold out. You go to eBay and either someone bought the wrong setup or whatever. eBay, man, check it.
Jungle Jim's gal. Oh, Pam Hardy. Yes, she is truly a sweetheart. She's a very, very, very nice person. Fubar, thank you for the for posting a link there for our merch. Jim Charlton, lots of old Honda motorcycles coming out of the parts bins.
Oh yeah.
Gas at $4.69 a gallon locally. You mark my words. I get a lot of you guys. I get a lot of you guys balk about the motorcycle thing, and you're like, no motorcycle. I absolutely guarantee you, if you're still in the in the car hobby thing, in the gearhead hobby lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, thing, within 5 years, you'll be doing motorcycles. Because I'm telling you, it's coming. $10, $15, $20 a gallon gas, shortages up the wazoo, right? It's all coming. It's coming faster than you could possibly imagine. Start loving the two-wheelers, because you better get used to them if you want to play this game.
I've already pulled mine out.
Let's see. Shopcat Industries. Absolutely true, Uncle Tony's Garage. Everyone has been so kind and supportive. I usually don't believe they're talking about me. Makes a guy blush sometimes. Great community. I'm telling you, it's just the right people. It's just Street Fox is saying, hey, Mopar Al.
What's that going
on? John Sabo. Uncle Tony, is the Too Many Bikes channel up and going? It is not yet. We have the channel. It's there ready to post content on, but we just have too many things going on right now, right at this very minute. It'll happen. We're just running behind by a couple of months. Mostly old parts. Ron, what's going on? Two-stroke oil is still relatively cheap. Yamaha RD350s and Suzuki GT550s are making a comeback. The GT550 was not a good bike, right? It was okay. But the RD350 run away and hide from the Suzuki. Okay. Okay, so you just said there, right, about two-stroke oil. Okay, so help me. This is the truth, right? Okay, so you see that bike that I just showed you? That Al just showed you.
Zero?
What's going on, Zero? The bike that Al just showed you. Okay. This is going to show you how damaged I am. All right. Okay. I noticed that two-stroke oil had started to turn. It didn't smell the same. Okay. Whatever they did to it, whatever they added to it, whatever they took out of it, I don't know. You guys know specifically. I don't know. All I know is that when I started buying two-stroke oil, it didn't have the same smell. So I sourced out a case of old two-stroke oil, like in the old school cans, for that bike. For that R5, I bought a case of that oil, and it's still on the shelf in my shed. So, I mean, maybe that's that saying I gotta go buy this freaking bike.
Maybe there's a reason why you kept it on the shelf. Remember when bean oil first came out?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I had a craving for peanut butter for months.
Let's see. Why is it blue? I don't know. Monkey Mad 1-2. You said the 440 head studs weren't in properly. How do you make sure they are? That's for you.
I mean, basically, when you get them, just go by the torque spec, put a little bit of Loctite. You don't want to over tighten them and pull the threads up as you're torquing things down. Right. Just go by directions and use good judgment.
Let's see. Instead, try some Klotz bean oil. It's old school. Yeah, but I've got actual old school. I've got 30-year-old or probably 40-year-old two-stroke oil sitting on the shelf in my garage, just because the next time I got a two-stroke, something that smells the way I want it to smell.
How old is it now?
How old is what?
Your oil now? About 30 years old.
It's got to be at least.
We can make good varnish out of it.
Well, when I bought it, it was old. I lived here, so I bought it less than 20 years ago.
Right.
I had that bike for about 5 years once I moved here. So someplace in my first 5 years, I bought it. So it's between 15 and 20 years ago I bought it. And when I bought it, it was like 20 years old then, because it's in the old school cans.
We're going to break those out like little shot glasses, like a fine wine.
I don't have my Mixmaster anymore, though.
Oh, man.
No, I used to run premix in it. It has an oil pump, but I used to run premix in it. Randall Hub. If all my friends' weights were 300 pounds, they would be my friends because they can't get none. Anthony, remember the old neighbor?
I just went to.
I just had a stroke.
Right. 966 Wrangler station wagon. Let's see. A BLD.
Okay. I've been eyeing a 1966 American Rambler station wagon. Ooh, on Craigslist. Yes. Do you think finding mechanical parts for these will be an issue? Harder than buying parts for a Dodge? Yes, harder than buying parts for a Dodge, but like the regular parts you need to just keep that thing running, like plugs and gaskets and so on and so forth, you'd be surprised. They'll be very easy to find. However, if you need like a trunnion, like those things don't have ball joints, they have trunnions, right? So like some running gear parts, some obscure AMC only bits are going to be hard to come by. But given that, the basics you need to just keep it running and happy, yeah, you could.
Oh, it's a Heinz 57 car. I mean, but they're nice though.
I just picked up a Hodaka Combat Wombat for $300. I really am.
You're gonna go buy that bike tomorrow, aren't you?
I'm more of a bike guy than I am a car guy.
You're gonna go buy that bike tomorrow, aren't you?
Oh God.
We're gonna have to make a phone call to Kathy.
She was trying to talk me into buying it.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, she's like, go buy it. I says, I don't want to buy it. She says, go, no, you have to go buy that bike. Kathy, you watching? Uncle Kathy, are you out there in the world right now? I don't know. I guess she's not. She was the one. She was like, I says, look, my old bike. She says, well, go buy it. I'm like, I don't want it. Oh, go buy it. She's trying to talk me into buying a thing.
I think someone says about in '69 they did away from the suspension on the AMC.
Yeah, he's got a 66.
Yeah. No, actually, this is my band shirt. I had a band called Monkey Wrench, and
they robbed the Mark Williams logo.
Yes, thank you. I don't think there's a trademark on there. No, we're good. Buy an Odyssey.
What's that now?
Thrash metal and fun riz. Buy an Odyssey. I'm not really into the Odysseys. I mean,
no. Paul Campbell's, what are you waiting for? Go buy that bike.
Uncle Kathy's got one now.
I don't want to get back into that loop. I mean, I have too many cars as it is, right? But I don't want to get rid of any of the freaking cars. So it's like I have too many cars, and now I'm going to have too many bikes again. I have 4 right now, and I have a Cars and Coffee bike. I have a great get on it and take a run around town bike. I've got my hooligan little, I can go mess around with the Grom kids with the blast, and I have the Super Cub to just buzz around the neighborhood. Maybe find other scooter people and just ride around with smiles on their faces. So it's like I have the world of bikes. Okay, I need a dirt bike. I need a dirt bike, and I need a 2-stroke.
UT needs a little 125 trail bike.
I was actually looking for the other day I was looking for an XR. I know they're like what a lame piece of shit, right? But they're not. They're really not. So I was looking for an XR 200 or even a 250. I would rather have the 200. I had a 76, an 86 XR 200R.
Let's see.
It was an indestructible trail bike.
They were nice little trail bikes.
You couldn't kill this friggin' thing. You could not kill it. I did eventually, but.
John Sabo asked if Kiwi was in the same complex. No, he has his own place.
Paul was always, I'm not going to get a good night's sleep till I buy that bike. I know.
You're going to have a conversation with your dog, aren't you?
What's that?
You're going to have a conversation with your dog tonight, aren't you?
My dog.
I need to buy it. I'll buy it.
Oh, God, I don't know. John Parrish, UTG, would you drive an 871 big block across the USA without worry? You're asking me? Because I would not drive anything that wasn't completely bone stock across the country, because that's just the way I am. As far as I'm concerned, hot rods are to do a job, go do a thing, and then put it back. To me, like driving cross country is not the thing I want to do with a freaking hot rod.
Well, that's what
he does.
No, that's what we're doing with Slaghammer.
That's what Al was doing with Slaghammer. So he's the guy you want to ask. But if you're asking me, I wouldn't drive anything that wasn't absolutely dead bone stock across the country. But there you go, yeah. Mr. Hot Rod, go.
That's why we're building the 383 for this, because we're doing a hot rod tour, so we want something dependable. Now, the Strucker motor is going to be for the track.
Bear Rose Garage, thank you, brother. Penny per sub, almost 5 for you, son. Thank you, sir. You dare me to buy that bike, huh?
I tell you what, I like that guy. I watched some of his videos. He is so down to earth.
Barrows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's part of our community. He's part of our community, right? Dream Bike, Boltaco, Matador. You know, see, okay, like I want a 400 cross, right? Because the 185th or 186th time you watch On Any Sunday, it occurs to you that you can't live without a 400 cross. But I haven't been able to find one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're crazy. When you do find them, they're absolutely insane, or they're like total basket cases. But I don't know. What would your dream fucking bike?
Actually, mine for years was a retirement bike. I was going to get me a Honda Interstate with reverse assist because I'm getting too damn old. Now I ended up with a Road Glide, 800 pounds of, oh my God.
Yeah, he's got he has a Road Glide. It's
just this big. I think we had a windage tray question there.
A windage tray
Yeah,
question.
scroll down a little bit.
The white hair mentioned JJ the Boss is giving a screaming deal on a Honda CR. Seriously, look into it.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, honey, do you have any preference for stamped louvered windage trays or those expanded metal diamond stripper windage trays? What about combos with windage scrapers? Crank scraper is a good thing. You know, if it's a Slant 6, you don't want to use a crank scraper. You don't want to fabricate a crank scraper because there is no top end oiling. And so the only oil the cam and lifters get, there's no oil galley that runs through the lifter galley or the lifters. So literally the only oil, I assume you're talking about a Slant 6, the only oil that the camshaft gets is from splash off the rods. So if you throw a crank scraper in there, you're greatly reducing the amount of oil available to the cam and lifters. But I mean, generally speaking, I like just the stamp steel ones, the louvered stamp steel ones. Let's see. Team 29 Racing. When are we going to see a rotary on this channel? As soon as somebody brings me a rotary. I mean, I'm down with it. You know anybody with a rotary?
Actually, John's been thinking about buying one.
Oh, there you go, John. Who?
The John here with Junkyard Jets.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as soon as somebody gets a rotary, I mean, boom, you'll see a rotary on the channel.
John's getting a little bit on Randy. I'm game for swapping blocks on the side of the road.
No, I'm bad. I'm bad like that. I really, I feel cars should really only be broken into two purposes. Ones you drive every day, but you just leave the frickin' things alone. I mean, just leave it alone. You're not going to outguess or outbetter the factory.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little tuning things here or there. Maybe you could tune better than the factory did because the factory's got to tune for compromises, so you could tune it better than they can. But for the most part, I mean, you can't beat it. So just leave it alone, and it's reliable, and it just goes when you turn the key, and there's no industries or problems. Or you get stuck with it. You get parts anywhere. And then there's toys, and then the toys should just be like built for the purpose and just go all out with it. You know what I mean? And I just don't see the two mixing with each other. But I'm a manic extremist. You know, so I'm an oddball out. Al, on the other hand, he likes to modify shit and send it. So,
well, that's kind of what with Drag Week. I mean, that's why these guys are pulling the trailers to get extra parts. Now, if you want to drive from here to California with the trailer pull extra parts and extra blower, then go for it. But
hey, you see, Drag Week's a perfect example. Okay, like the kids want to do Drag Week or wanted to do Drag Week, they can't do it.
Yeah, it's all that quick.
These drag and drive events. All right, now I love watching it. You know what I'm saying? I love talking about it. DD Speed Shop, he did a drag and drive event with a 55 Chevy up in Canada.
Oh yeah.
And I was calling them through because they were trying to get it dialed in, and I'd call them every once in a while, and they're like, you know, just to keep up on what was going on. I think those events are great. You could not pay me enough money. There literally isn't enough money on the planet to get me to participate in that. I don't need that kind of stress. But I love to watch other people do it.
Ask me next year about that because I'm thinking about doing Sick Week in Florida next year. So I'll give you an answer by then.
Ron, that's Ron Ward. I've announced 2 drag weeks. It was so much fun. See, I would go announce it.
Ron, where's he been at? I haven't
Ron?
seen him in a while. Yeah.
He comes and goes. He's like a mysterious force.
How's the car going?
The Roadrunner?
Yeah.
I don't know. He'll tell you. Let's see. Mrs. Dust Devil Garage is not Wendy. All right, I'm gonna write that down. NSB Custom Cars, we are going to try to make Sick Week next year. That looks like a great event. Miles of Mayhem. That was the one that they did up in Canada. Miles of
Okay.
Mayhem. You know what it is? I spent all the time match racing fuel cars, so it's like the drive cross country and flog all day and flog all night and then keep driving and flog all day and flog all night. And
Oh,
keep
it's
driving,
tiresome.
I've done it. I got it out of my system, and I was just like, I watched that, and I'm like, here's my motorcycle. I'm gonna go cruise around the neighborhood.
Right.
Call me if you need me. Let's see. Let's see. Big Daddy B, what's happening,
up,
Big
brother?
Daddy B? Wendy, I didn't see you pop in there. Wendy, how are you doing, honey? Oh, okay. Bear Rose Garage got the 500.
All right.
Congratulations! Right, you get the Bear Rose Garage. There you go. For every time somebody gets to 500 subs,
We're gonna
we
light
do
a thumbs
right. We
up.
do a lighter salute to you. That's such a 70. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I just turned 54.
Ah, so you're right behind me.
Yeah, you're only yeah.
Do you old enough to remember the lighter thing at the concerts?
Oh yeah.
You go to a concert, and whichever band it was would do their obligatory like power ballad,
And everybody starts
and they were all like doing like this.
and you get it into concert and wonder why your thumb is blistered out.
Mighty Pork Chop was your 1,000th sub. Okay, let's see. Bear Rose is the 8th channel to make it to 500.
He was my 1,000 sub?
I can't make that out. Where was that? No, it was Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs.
Oh, okay.
Mighty Pork Chop was my 1,000 sub.
I really gotta go to the eye doctor tomorrow.
Joe K, now it's phone lights instead of lighters.
Yep.
Break out the gas.
Let's see, 77 inch installs.
With brake stand. No, give it a little more. Give it a little more time.
juice.
Let's see. Uncle Tony, I'm 19 and Rylander. I'm 19 and you just inspired me to get into old Mopar. Went and bought myself a 1964 Plymouth Fury.
All
Nice
right.
car. Nice car. So I could learn to wrench and enjoy. Any advice? I had when I was 17, I had a 64 Sport Fury, and I had a 413 motor, which wasn't a big deal. It was just like out of an Imperial, and I scored a cross ram for this thing. Okay, so this was back in, and it wasn't the factory cross ram. It was an Edelbrock cross ram. I forget what they called it now. They were fairly common back then. This is 1978, 1979. But it was an Edelbrock cross ram, and I put it all together. It was like my Fomax wedge car, and I crashed it into a sewage treatment plant right at the corner of. There's a supermarket there now, Arctic Hill Road and Amboy Road, and to the left was a sewage treatment plant, and I crashed that car into the nose first, down into the tanks, into the sewage treatment tanks, and that was the end of that.
I'm glad he did that. Well, Ethan's first car was the Corvette. We got that when he was 14. And that was, it's a good car. The old cars, man, is a good car to get into, to break your knuckles and learn some knowledge and building. He's going to enjoy it.
Oh, this 64 is beautiful, though. Especially the roof line. It's got that very distinct, that delta shape in the back, and it's got that rib that runs across. It's like a carriage rib that runs across the top and the back of the roof. And the grill on a 64. So I hope your grill's in nice shape. It's so hard to come by. It's really expensive but it's such a distinguishable grill. Like you could spot a 64 Sport Fury like faster than like any other car, right? In like a parking lot, looking at it from the front.
Right.
Good luck with that, man. That is
Oh,
an
man.
awesome car. Let's see. Man, Mike Batista, get out of here.
Man.
Man, those 60 small parts were ugly. Where do you get that from?
It's
Mike?
kind of it's kind
Come
of like
on,
this.
Mike.
Kind of like a pud. You know, they're ugly, but they're cute.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
All of Mom Mopar's creatures.
Look at the
are
old Polaris,
beautiful.
man. A lot of people hate those cars. I love the lines on those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, the 64 B bodies were just because you know what happened? They like the 62 B bodies were like Virgil Exner is like the post heart attack Virgil Exner like nightmare. Okay. And then they tried to recover a little bit with the 63s, but the 63s are still like only a Mopar person can love a 63.
Oh yeah.
So but they finally got their act together by 64. And then in 64, the bodies all came together. It was just like, just perfect.
I don't know why they got rid of the DeSoto.
Levi's Backyard Performance. Tony, can me and Redbeard Racing get a shout out? I will shout out Levi's Backyard Performance, and Al will shout out
What was the other guy?
Redbeard Racing.
Red Beer Racing. What's up, guys?
Redbeard Racing.
Why did they drop the DeSoto line?
Probably a money loser.
Yeah.
It was taking. Well, you think about it, right? The DeSoto was an upscale Dodge, and it was a low scale Plymouth. So, not a Plymouth Chrysler, and you had Imperial there too.
Right.
So it's like, what do you need this car? What do you need this line to steal? You know what I mean? You've got enough middle ground.
Oh yeah.
Dave Unglum, my dad had a loaded 59 DeSoto in the early 60s. I used to borrow it on Friday nights in drag race. Had a big block. Don't know exactly what it was, but if it was loaded, it was probably a 413.
Hmm.
Wild Rose Garage is saying you're doing a good job on Slaghammer, and he's done a phenomenal job on Slaghammer.
Oh, appreciate it, bro. I can't wait to meet you here in the end of September. That's my call out guy.
That's your call out guy.
Yeah. Wild Rose.
Oh, you guys are going to race?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Chad Schneider, DeSoto as bad as Ford's Edsel? No. Edsel was a mechanical travesty. The DeSoto was just a standard Chrysler product. There was nothing mysterious or weird about it, Where the Edsel,
Baseline businessman car.
Shade Tree Mechanic 4, thank you, sir. Hey, Tony, you all want a 66 Cuda with 225 slant 6? I don't want any more cars. Maybe Al wants me. Want a 66 Cuda?
Are you giving it away? You're selling it cheap.
What's your deal on it? Yes, he is doing great on Slaghammer. He's doing an amazing job on Slaghammer. And John Wilburn is saying that Mopar Al, will be live on his channel this Friday, 7 o'clock Central.
My first live, guys, so
Nice.
be patient.
Well, this is your first. You've done lives before.
Well, this is like live.
This is live.
I'm used to being with you.
Oh,
This would be like by myself in my house with
okay.
my dog on my lap.
Well, you'll see. It's just the most natural thing in the world. If natural stuff is talking to 350 strangers.
Well, I mean, I've played in front of 5,000 or 6,000, so
There you go.
well, I want like $2,000, but I'm sure give it
Yeah, I'm not interested. Like literally, if it was free, I don't want it. But you got your advertisement right here. Anybody here want a
66.
66 Barracuda for $2,000? Hook, line, and fishing. I think the 7172 Plymouth Roadrunner Satellite is one of the most beautiful cars ever made. I'm going to agree with you on that. AMC 304, any good? Yes. Extremely good. The forgotten motor, because it's They just weren't really around. Jeep guys love them.
My dad had one in a Scout.
Let's see.
Let's see, I'd love to have a 67.
My left thumb. I'd love to have a 67. Wasn't that the year Cuda that the front and rear bumpers were identical? Yeah, actually, all 67 through 69. The front and rear bumpers are interchangeable. Mike Rundell, thank you, sir. Yeah, the Jeep guys do love the 304. They're fantastic little motors, man. They torquey little things.
What is your opinion on index and spark plugs? I think you did a video a couple years ago on that, didn't you?
I did. On certain engines, yes. On other engines, no. And I really can't go through that all again now. I'm just not feeling it. You ever get like that? You just don't feel like answering. You just want to get into like a deep dissertation.
Oh, no disrespect, guys, but I mean, these are like 100,000 questions. Same question. It's like going to the doctor's office filling out paperwork. You get 5 pages and the first 4 is identical.
I'm really serious. I answer that question at least once every live, and I just can't do it again right now. David, hey Tony, just discovered your channel. Love what you guys are doing. Thank you, sir. Can't wait to see more track vids. I have a 65 Dart GT V8 car, hasn't run in many years. There's a 273 LA. Yes, absolutely. Do you 273 LA? I have a 273 in my 67 GT, right? And I have another 67. I have another 273 that the Junkyard Jet guys use as a mock-up block in their car right now, and I'm going to put that one together with Magnum heads. That's going to be. I'm going to do a 273 Magnum for next year. As far as the track goes, Plan Z is ready to go. It's sitting here right now. I have to get the trailer and the truck ready. Not this weekend, but probably next weekend. We're going to take it out and see what she's going to do. Sudden Faith, we got timed out. I wonder what they did.
Let's see, Mike Ballista. Yeah, I mean, I like the 70 Chargers, but there was just, man, everybody wants those things. That's why I like the older ones. And just something about the old square body, fastback roof line.
Joshua Covell, thank you for the super chat, my brother. As a young guy with my first classic car, your channel has been incredibly helpful. Thanks, Uncle Tony. Josh, let me ask you a question, Josh. So you're a young guy and you've got your first classic car, and you see the videos that we've done, right? So let me ask you, Josh, what types of, don't be specific, right? But more like the type of videos. What type of videos do you guys find to be most useful, right? That's what I want to know. What type of videos do you find most useful? Not like how do I wire my cigarette lighter? No, I mean like, so it would be like understanding dashboard wiring, right? Something like that. What kind of stuff do you guys find most useful? I'm having a hard time reading some of these.
They're going by so fast tonight.
Jersey Boy Greaser, opinion on a 59 Coronet Silver Challenger is the 230 flat six a good engine. The floating power 6 is like an anvil, right? It's not going to make any power, okay? It's not going to make any power, but it's like an anvil, and it will just run and run and run and run and run. So yeah, they're good. They're really good. Happy motor. It'll idle down to 400 RPM. You can watch the fan blade go like this, right? And I'm telling you, they're magic. You'll like it. Paul Cavazzolo, any test hits on Plan Z? I just literally fixed one of the slicks was flat, and I just literally put air in it this morning. It's been sitting there flat for like 3 months now. So yeah, this week we may take it out front and make a couple of test hits with it.
Trivia between the big three in terms of power, why Mopar Hemis are the best head, blah, blah, blah.
Austin, you will never hear me say that Mopar Hemis are the best head. Never. You'll never. In fact, those words have never left my mouth, period, the end, because it's not the best head. But that's besides the point.
Let's see, Otto, how did you initially get involved?
What the hell is that?
Sound like an import. How did I initially get involved with hot riding and what brought you to Mopar? Actually, my dad. My dad was a Mopar freak. He used to race circle tracks back in the day down in Florida. I just grew up around him. And I love. Now I went away for a while. I drove Chevys and Fords, and I always came back to Mopar. I just love them.
Joshua was saying, for me, any sort of basic video that breaks things down simply is the best. All your videos on carburetors, especially. That's content, man.
Content.
Um,
I'm just glad to see some of these young guys actually want to go old school. Like we just heard a tuner car go down popping his muffler.
Barrow's Garage. I have 9 farmer. You know, this is great. Okay, so, this is great. I love this. See, Barrow's Garage. I have 9 farmers here in Idaho that I service the irrigation pumps. All of them are flathead Mopar 6s and still running. Okay.
Oh, they're on. I mean, they're bullets. I mean, no power. They're a dud. But man, it's like the old flathead wheelies. No power, but man, they'll run forever.
Yeah, irrigation pumps. These things are running now for 70 years, right? 60 or so. Like the last year for the flathead 6 was 59. They went to the
Right.
Slate 6 in 60. So these things have been in service now for 63, 64, 64 years,
It's been
right? And they're still going strong. And how often do they run around the clock? Let's see. Rapid Transit Garage is saying Mopars have more personality, in my opinion. And I agree with you. They do. Barrow's Garage, they're covered in rust, dirt, and live in the elements. Still going. Exactly. And they run 8 or 9 hours a day.
wow.
Hemi Head 68, is there ever really a practical application for a 2-barrel carb on a big block? Not that I can think of. They did put, you think about it, okay? They're all 2 barrels unless you've got your
crack
foot
them
in it,
open. Yeah.
right? Ford used to, and with General Motors, yeah, both General Motors and Ford had big blocks with 2 barrels, right? So you get a 396 or a 402 with a 2-barrel. You can get the 464 with a 2-barrel, right? Chrysler, I don't think ever did that. The 383s came with 2 barrels,
Yep.
right, as a standard motor. But the RB motors never did. They were all 4 barrels. They're all 2 barrels until you stick your foot in it, right? So, let's see. BDAN 1324. Everything you give us young guys is useful. I like how you explain the science behind how things work in detail. I'm an import dude, so Mopar specific stuff isn't helpful to me, but still entertaining. Okay, that's good to know, BDAN. I've said it 1,000 times, right? We're not a Mopar channel. I hate it. You know, it's like a pet peeve of mine, right? People are like, oh, here's the best Mopar channel on you. No, I don't want to be the best Mopar channel on YouTube. I'm not a Mopar channel. I've never been a Mopar channel. I'm an automotive channel that uses Mopars to illustrate stuff. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? That it just happens that I'm a Mopar guy, but this.
I love all kind of cars.
Yeah, this is about everything. And that's why whenever I do so sometimes I'll do a specific Mopar history piece, but I've done just as many Fords, I've done just as many General Motors, right? You know, as far as like specific, make specific things. The best British car channel. Yes, someday will be the greatest British car channel ever. FF, thank you for the super chat. Keep up the good work. Been enjoying Al's work progress too.
Appreciate it,
Yes.
brother.
And you guys are all sub to Al, right? You know, he's got his own channel, Mopar Al. And the awesome Fubar will put, I'm sure he'll put a link to Mopar Al's channel on there. Christopher Fly, 429 had a 2-barrel on Ford, 460 all came
Yep.
before. Okay, thanks for the correction. Okay. And honestly, the truth is, I'm really not. I'm a car guy, but I'm actually more of a motorcycle guy. That I just kind of keep that suppressed. Like I kept breaking things like bones. I kept crashing things. So I went through this period of time where for 2 years I was always on crutches of some sort. I was having one crash after another while I was still healing from the last one. And then finally, after the third time, I was just riding along, minding my own business, and I got crashed into by a cage making a left turn. That's when I says, "That's it. I'm done with bikes." Right. So, and then that's how you guys. That's about you guys met me right after that. So you automatically think of me or know me as a car guy. But the truth of the matter is, I'm really a motorcycle guy. And the cars thing that is just something that's left over from my, you know what I mean, from my earlier. I don't know.
Well, I started out in bikes. That's the only thing I could afford back then. And then at 13, 14, I can get me a license and ride it on the street.
Nick Judson, is anyone else getting sick of Motor Trend on Demand and loving UTG?
I can't even watch it.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. Mike Batista, I'll ride a bike if they ban cars. Bro,
Ride a bike anyway.
Yeah, ride a bike anyway. Jamie Johnson, Uncle Tony, what do you think of the first generation Cougars? I think they're awesome, except for the engine bay.
Yep.
They're great until you pop the hood, right? Because you can't fit anything. It's just like the Mustangs of the same era, right? All of the Fords. They put those coil springs up on top of the upper control arms and left no room to do anything around the motor. So I love those. I think those Cougars are one of the most beautiful cars ever made. In fact, I like them better than Mustangs. I think they look better than the Mustangs. Okay, I like them as much as Mustangs, or as beautiful as Mustangs. but you open the hood on those cars, and that's it. It's like, no, just no. You know what I mean? Just no. So close the hood and get something else. That's how I see it, right? But but then again, you see, my thing is I'm a perpetual tinkerer. So if I can't access the spark plugs easily, if I can't get headers on and off of it, if I can't swap a set of heads in like 3 hours, right? Then I don't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not for me. So that's why I have always avoided Fords of that era, you know. But if you're one of those people, you just like to build a motor, stick it in the car, shut the hood, and drive the car. Then the Cougar, all of those Fords are as fantastic as anything you'll ever get. They're beautiful cars. They handle great. They ride great. Everything. They're just beautiful.
Bear Rose, you are right, dude. Cell phones and motorcycles. I tell you what, it's been 11 years since I rode, and I got this Harley I've got now, and man, people on cell phones today and bikes just do not mix.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Look right after you got the Sportster, you were like, holy crap. I mean, people just don't pay attention.
No, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, if I was a younger guy, okay, if I still had people who depended on me, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you got to pay the bills. You got kids. You got all this other shit. Man, I don't know. But at this point, I'm 60, and it's like, you just reach a point where it's just like, what's going to happen is going to happen. I'm just going to ride and I'm going to enjoy myself and fuck it. I just don't care. So, it's just the way it is. Let's see. Eric Cohen, love the content you teach. Please keep it up, bro. I'm trying as best I can. And so is Al. Remember? SRP, you have a Harley for sale. Is it? I only for me, it's only Sportsters. Unless it's a Sportster, I'm not interested. Al likes the bigger bikes. Roadkill Customs, you swore off bikes long ago with the exception of pit bikes for the goodness of the family unit. I can't, you'll never hear me fault anybody for not riding because of that. I get it. I totally get it. You know what I mean? I totally get it. Have you guys ever seen me walk? You ever? That's why I get the biggest kick out of it because I watch myself on video walking, right? And I lunge from place to place. Like I can't walk normal. I have to kind of like lunge. And that's a combination of all of my injuries. I've broken everything. And so there's no fluid motions, man. It's just like I just have to kind of like lunge from thing to thing. I look goofy as hell on video.
John Douglas was asking us, do we have a preference on oil filters?
I don't. I wish I did. I don't. I'm not big on filters. What about you?
I don't like Fram all that well, but I usually use a Wix or I use Mopar replacement filters.
Um, let's see. Somebody said something about hook, line, and fishing. Dyna is a big Sportster. No, a Dyna is a Dyna. A Sportster is a Sportster. They're not the same.
The Dyna or the Daniel Y Glide is kind of like in between the Sportster and like the Road King, Road Glides.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's still a big twin. It still has a separate transmission. It still has a way giant, huge primary. And no, I have less than zero interest in anything that is not a Sportster or a K model. I would love to have a K model, 1950s. But no interest. Wonder who makes Mopar filters.
Dude, they're made all over the place. Just to be honest with you.
Wheelie King, funny filter fact. Wix makes Napa filters.
Yep.
In my experience, a Napa is a better filter cutting open and inspecting. Okay. Richard Love, Tony, I'm like you. I build engines that are not supposed to hot rod. I'm having more fun with the Slant 6s and the 318s than I have. Okay, for let's see, from time I was like 22, 23 until I was almost 40, right? So it's 17 years. Figure 15 years. For 15 years, the only engines aside from customer cars, regular stock cars, the only hot rod stuff I ever touched was 426 Hemis. That was my life, just 426 Hemis. And I wouldn't go back to that for all the money in the world. There is so much more fun to be had with a Slant 6. There's so much more fun to be had with a 318. You have no idea. When I was in the 70s, right, when I was growing up, it was an ego thing. Oh, you have to have a Hemi. The Hemi's the big thing. The Hemi's the big thing. So I bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and I did the Hemi thing, and I did the top fuel thing, and I did all that shit, right? It's not fun. There's no fun to be had there. You get to that level and it's just pure aggravation and pure expense and always chasing your tail. It's ridiculous. There's no fun to be had there. And that's why I came back to where I am now. I just want to have fun. And fun is taking a weed whacker like a Slant 6 and trying to
did the impossible with it.
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Can I make 200 horsepower with this thing? Right. I mean, I don't know. Probably not. I don't care. I just want to have fun.
And that's what it's about at the end of the day.
Right. Matthew Stefan, get a 95 Suzuki Intruder 1400. I love those things. The 800 is faster. I will tell you right now, bro. I will tell you right now, the 800, the Intruder, the 800 Intruder is faster than the 1400. I'm telling you, I've ridden both of them back to back, and the 800 is faster.
That's a loaded question. Uncle Tony, do you think the Slant 6 is more fun than a flathead Ford?
Probably on par.
I like them both.
Yeah, I mean, you save a lot of valve cover gaskets.
Oh yeah, straight head gun.
Joe K, have you ever sent out motor oil samples to those Blackstone lab analysis to have it tested? When I have a problem with an engine, it's usually pretty obvious by the large chunks that and shiny things that end up in the oil. I really don't have to have it analyzed.
Rodden Cranks. Who's that? Draining Slant 6.
Like for instance, you drain the oil, okay, and there's pieces of ring, like compression ring in there. You
already know what's up.
Right, you know what's up. You know what the deal is.
Any quick tips on quickly IDing mystery carbs for CFMs.
What was that now?
That was a carb question. How to know what CMM your carburetor is. There we go.
Oh, okay. Aaron Snare. Any tips on how to quickly ID mystery carbs for CFM, like junkyard or swap meet carbs? Is there an easy way to throw 750 from an 800 or a 600 from a 650, or to verify the tag at the swap meets? Well, bro, honestly, right? You have a phone, okay? You have a phone, and every carburetor has got a number cast into it. So if the Carter or an Edelbrock on the left bottom corner is going to be a 4-digit and sometimes an 8-digit number, it'll be separated, right? But there's going to be a number there. And if you're doing with a Holley, there's going to be a list number stamped up top, okay? So all you need to do is just take your phone and put the number in, and within an instant, you'll know what carburetor it is. It's the easiest way, unless you want to bring a caliper and measure the bores of the the throttle openings. Just Google is your friend. Well, Google's not your friend. Google's truly Satan. But that's besides the point. You can use it to your advantage. Flathead Fords run smooth as silk. Have you ever seen the crankshaft on those things? Let's see. Nestor's Garage. You can train yourself to see the difference in primary Venturi on a 750 versus 800 Q-Jet.
Yeah.
Let's see. The wrench, I have a Dyna, not stock, 165 at the wheel. That's solid. I built it using V-Rod, Road Glide parts, and a Dyna frame. That's an interesting combination. 5 engine mounts to control the engine and the frame.
Did you say you use V-Rod parts?
I guess he put a V-Rod in a Dyna frame.
Oh, okay. Because I think it was a joint venture with BMW, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 main bearings and just mess.
I owned one.
You can idle it down to like 12 RPM. You just watch it go like this. Jersey Boy Greaser, am I wrong in saying the 413 with dual 4 barrels is the best Mopar engine, or am I just too in love with the 300G? You are wrong in saying that, but there's nothing wrong with being in love with it because it's an awesome car, an awesome engine. I love it. It's beautiful. I'll go one step further, bro. It's iconic. You've got an iconic car there. Don't worry about if it's the best. It's iconic. Hemi Head, what's up with ceramic coated pistons? Only good in diesel engines. What do you know about ceramic coated pistons? Because I don't.
I know that these days you can buy any piston ceramic coated now. I'm not too big on the diesel things. I can't really answer that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, so well.
I mean, is it like a heat issue?
I don't know.
Now, I know ceramic coating on the side of the piston skirts and stuff like that is trying to help lessen the friction on the wall, but other than that, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Dale B, best brand new owner-friendly vehicle to buy.
Brand new?
Oh, God.
I haven't owned a new vehicle in God knows how
long. We have that Super Cub is new. I can't think of any, bro. I can't think of any.
I mean, you talking about far as for fuel mileage? I mean, it's kind of open there.
Wheelie King is saying they only ceramic coat the crown, and the intention is to reflect the heat back to the combustion chamber.
So yeah, it was a heat thing. Okay.
Hook, line, and fishing. The V-Rod came from the VR 1000 Harley. Yeah, by Porsche, helped Harley with the water cooler. And now the Revolution motor, the new one that they've got in the Sportster S and in the what they call it, the trans.
Oh, you've got me, dude. I haven't kept up with so long. I'm out to relearn the bike I've got now.
I was looking at buying one of these things, and I can't. The Transamerica, the Pan America. God damn it. Okay, there you go. See, brain damage too from a lot of head trauma. Okay, Yeah, the motor that they're using now in the Sportster S, the new Sportster S, and the Pan America is the Revolution is the V Rod motor with more of V or something.
Honda Accord. Yeah, you're right about that.
Roll bar versus helmet. Yes. Mike Batista, how long do you think my soda can 3-layer head gasket will last on a 66cc China doll? Did you copper coat it? Is it copper coated, man? Able to UT, have you started to hoard new old stock Mopar air for tires? Kidding aside, I've been hoarding hardware for years now. I'm hoarding broken parts, being able to restore several carbs and AC pumps. Yeah, listen. Yeah, up until recently, it was like you've either got to be rich or hoard a lot of stuff, right? Because if you're rich, just send it, right? And if you're not, if you want to keep doing this stuff, you got to hoard the stuff that you need just to keep going. But now we're getting to a point where, okay, seriously, I mean, you got to be stood nod to not see the handwriting on the wall, right? Hyperinflation is here and it ain't going anywhere, right? Food, fuel, energy, all costs are going absolutely through the roof. So now it's not a matter of just being able to ply your hobby. It's going to be a matter of actually surviving and being able to do business and deal with the stuff that's coming like immediately down the road. Now, all of the stuff that people used to yell, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're a conspiracy guy. You're crazy. A tinfoil hat." 20 years ago, all those same people now are like,
"You were right."
And I'm like, told you.
Let's see. Dale B, as a young guy, I think he's wanting you to make more videos for the young guys to purchase classic cars.
Where was that now? Where is it? Okay, yeah, Mike Gilby, as a young guy, make more videos on how to find and purchase a first classic, what to look for and what to watch out for. Consider it done, because that thought, my friend, is always on my head. It's just I have to wait for the right thing to pop up. I don't want to do a contrived video. I like to do things I like to do organic videos, like a situation pops up and I'll be like, bam, let's grab the camera and go shoot this. So yeah, absolutely. That what you're talking about there is always on my mind, and I'm always on the lookout for it. Zugi, our salary is going to go up too. It won't matter, Zugi. It's not going to matter. The dollar is gone. The dollar is a goner. Anything you have that's denominated in dollars, kiss it goodbye. Soon, very soon. They're in the process of pushing the dollar out of the oil market, right? Wrap your head around that now, right? We've had the petrodollar. It's only been supported by other countries needing to use it to buy and sell oil. Well, now the biggest players on the planet are saying, no, we don't need that anymore. We're going to do other things with it. And now you're going to have literally trillions of dollars with absolutely, they're all over the world, trillions and trillions. Who God only knows how many trillions of dollars all over the world heading back here. Guess what, bro? You get ready for a very interesting ride over the next 2 to 3 years, starting immediately, if not sooner. Vince W., which currency will replace the dollar? Good question. Mike N., have you come to your senses yet on the subject of seatbelts? You got a family and fans. I don't have fans. I have viewers. Are you a family and viewers that will miss you when some granny runs a red light and T-bones you? Buckle up, you. Bro, I've had a good run, man. I've had a good run. Hit 68. Thank you, sir. Is a Dana rear end that much more reliable or better than a regular 08 3/4 rear end? No, it's not. It's not. Chrysler stuck that thing in there. You got to understand something, okay? So here's the deal, right? So Chrysler was like, all right, so we have this crazy heavy motor in a car that's got heavy duty everything, so it's over 4,000 pounds now, okay? And now it's a 5-passenger car. So let's assume that whoever buys this thing is going to put 5 people at 200 pounds a pop in the car. And now they're going to go power shifting on cobblestone streets, okay? What the hell do we got to do to make this thing live for, for the warranty period? And that is why the Dana 60 ended up in 4-speed Mopar cars. It's strictly a warranty thing, strictly to hold about warranties. Fed coin, don't count on it. Don't count on it. The public's trust in digital money is literally about to not even be tested, but absolutely destroyed. Watch.
What do we see?
Dakota's timeout. So, Tony, would you suggest spending all your money right now? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I would absolutely. If you have any cash at all, right now is the time to get rid of it. Keep a couple of months. So keep a month or two supply just on the side, right, of cash. But get rid of it. Get rid of it. Anything you buy now is as an asset, right, is going to pay dividends, right? Trust me on this. Trust me on this. And if you have a significant amount of money in the bank, research a thing called a bail-in, okay? Research what's called a bail-in, not a bailout, the opposite of a bailout, a bail-in. Research that. Then get really, really, really afraid and get that cash out of there as fast as you can.
Keep having oil comments coming up.
Okay. Oh, Belmont resident. Tony, how far can we truly stretch out standard 1030 motor oil between changes? Trying to save some cash so I can money is 73. Well,
how much do you drive the car? I mean,
I'm driving this Cherokee, right? I bought this Cherokee last April, right? So what is this? It's April. This is March. 11 months. I'm driving it. It's got a knock. It's got a piston noise. It's got like a broken pin or something. I don't know, pin. It's a broken skirt. Okay. So now I bought it with I bought it with 135,000 miles on it. It just turned 160,000. So I put 25,000 miles on it this year, and I haven't changed the oil because it's like, why would I change the oil in this motor? It's knocking like crazy, right? But I put 25,000 miles on it, and I haven't changed the oil or the filter or anything like that. So how far can you stretch it? Yeah, I'm finding out right now how far you can stretch it. Mrs. Landy, the car I got over there I know she's got over 1 million miles on it. 170/6. I drove that car daily for 10 years, right? For 10 years, I drove that car daily. I changed the oil twice. I changed the oil twice. So on average, I got an oil change every, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I didn't even do it. Kathy did it. She's like, I feel bad. The car needs an oil change. I'm like, so give it an oil change. So she changed oil on it. So, yeah, you could go really far. Let's see.
How do you know if it's too far on oil?
How do you know it's too far on oil? It turns to it turns to jello. No, seriously. I mean, if it's an engine that I care about, you know what I mean. If something, then I'll change the oil as soon as I see it turn a color, because I don't like to open up an engine and see dirty in there. I want everything to be clean and beautiful. So I'll change the oil if it's a hot rod. I'll change the oil as soon as it starts to turn color. But if like just driving, like, I don't care, man. I'm just going to drive this thing. The oil light goes on. I take a couple of quarts of waste oil. I throw it in there. I shut the hood and I keep going. And I've been doing this for the last 45 years.
And for the guys that are worried about intervals on their oil change, I mean, they got oil out now that you can go 5,000 to 7,000 miles, 8 miles or 8,000 miles without doing oil change on it.
Mexican spec. That means you are checking the oil. My cars have broken dipsticks. No, wait for the oil light to go. When you you go around a turn, as you're going around a turn, the oil light flickers on. Throw 2 quarts in.
Now he can go out and go buy a big truck and change the more oil in every 40,000 miles.
What's that?
Big truck.
Oh yeah.
Will we be able to drive our hot rods in the future?
Yes,
Jeremy
absolutely.
Kevin. Oh yeah.
JRK, UT, what type and brand of oil do you use in classic engines? I like the Shell Rotella. I no problem. It's the cheapest zinc oil out there. It doesn't have the, oh, I know, they took a lot of the zinc out. Yeah, but it's got enough to keep these engines happy. Roadkill Customs, how do you really feel about running engines oil that long, 8,000 between changes? I just can't do it. Bro, if I don't care about the motor, I don't care enough to change the oil on it. So like if the motor on the XJ, so I got 25,000 miles on it, right, this year, and I haven't changed the oil. If it lays down tomorrow, it's fine by me because in my mind, the motor's junk anyway. So it's no big deal. Why would I want to care for something that I just don't care if it drops dead? You know, the 170 in the slant was the same, in Mrs. Landy was the same thing. It was like, you know, this thing's really, I'd like to get a 225 in here. And I had a good motor sitting on the stand ready to put in it. So why would I want to take care of that engine if I don't want it in there? So why you spend the time or the money changing the oil on it? Wheeler King, my neighbor has a VW buggy that he has never changed the oil in like 20 years. He runs one of those toilet paper bypass oil filters, drives it all the time. Oil still looks great. You know, people don't realize oil does not wear out. It picks up contaminants, but it never wears out. You know, it's like people think, oh, it's old oil. It doesn't lubricate it. No, it's the contaminants that it picks up, the combustion byproduct. That's what makes it turn color. You know, and if you let that oil sit, so I said that's my favorite myth, right? Because people they'll pick up a car that's been sitting for 30 years or 40 years.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh, you better get that oil out of there. It's been sitting for 40 fucking years. And it's like, no, you ding dong. That oil is crystal clean, perfect, right? Just take the drain pan out and get the shit off the bottom.
And you're good to go.
And you're good to go. That oil cleaned itself.
Oh, it's like with me, I do my oil changes. It's like I'll change 3 filters before I do an actual oil change.
Jay Mullen changed the oil when it drips oil from filter rot.
Let's see, Aaron, oil becomes acidic with combustion residue.
Yes, but that combustion residue, it all of that falls out of suspension over time. Really, King says, exactly. The reason diesels can go much longer is combustion byproducts from gasoline are much harsher.
Yep.
Stoic Steel, you two, have you looked into ion sensing knock control yet? I have not. Britton, ever work on diesels? I have not, but he has. Dakota's time out. Tony, should you change your oil if you flood it out a few times? Only if it smells like gas. Hemihead, do you like synthetic over conventional? I prefer conventional on the older engines. Why don't you answer some of these? You take some of these.
I'm trying to read it. Oil gets contaminated and doesn't get old. That's very, very true. I mean, basically oil, I mean, it's like I drive a big truck for a living and they go 45 to 50,000 miles between oil changes. And I mean, my thing on it is, you know, I usually change filters out more than I do the actual oil itself.
Jordan Francis, do high lift cams make a valve train unstable compared to a lower lift? The higher obviously the more movement there is to the spring, the more chance for oscillation and what there are high. Have you ever seen? There's a video of an engine running 10,000 RPM, right? It's just the two was at 8,000 RPM. It's just one cylinder. It's an intake and exhaust valve. Right.
And the springs are just like
right, exactly. The springs go. You got to see this.
They turn into mush. I mean,
right, exactly. So the more lift there is, the more movement there is, the more oscillation there's going to be. So obviously there's greater chance of issues.
So like still, let's see, how's the trucking industry? They need drivers like crazy, good quality drivers.
Hemi Hit 68, we need a big S Mopar sign for the wall behind you. No, but then that alienates everybody else. Right now, there's people with foreign cars, there's people with GM cars, there's people with Ford cars, there's people with all sorts of things. I don't want to alienate them by having Mopar stuff. It's bad enough. I got all this Mopar shit all over the place. I don't want any more sign that I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to impress anybody with my Moparisms.
Tony, you slick 50.
No.
John Wilbur, Swift drivers for the win. Boy, you got that right.
Danny Boyd says you need a giant banner which just says cars, but what about bikes? Joe K, this is an equal opportunity automotive channel. I tell you the truth, I like to think of myself as more of a gearhead channel. You know what I'm saying? I get in trouble every time I do that. Okay, every time I step out of the box, right? But I would rather be a gearhead channel, people, because it's like, you know what, man, if I find something fascinating about a freaking submarine, all right, I want to be able to share that with my viewers. You know what I'm saying? If like when we went to that railroad museum, right? We did that steam locomotive thing, right? So it's like I'm a gearhead and I'm fascinated by mechanical things. I don't want to be pigeonholed into just a Mopar guy, just a car guy, just a motorcycle guy. Fuck that. I'm a gearhead, man, and I geek out on some pretty bizarre things. I want to be able to share that on the channel. Do some hit and miss content. There's no hit and miss stuff around me that I'm aware of. Mikey, Al, you an independent driver? Appreciate all the truckers out there.
Actually, I was for about 6 years, and then when the bottom fell out in 2008, I sold everything off and went back to being company driver. I got about 2 more years, and I'm done with it altogether.
Danny Boyd is an internal combustion guy. See, I like external combustion too, and I even like electrics. So it's like
I just like anything that moves.
Right, I'm a gearhead. I'm a gearhead. Dakota, Tony, you know when your nose gets closed, what do you do about that? You watch Dakota. What is he talking about?
I don't have an idea. Yeah, that could be neutral. A large checkered race flag.
See, that won't work either because I personally have it would be very hard for me to have less interest in racing, honestly, because it's something that I've just done and I'm not interested in it anymore. So and so I don't want to put checkered flag and racing oriented stuff visual because that turns off people who have a 63 Corvair that they just want to restore and drive the cars and coffee, right? And I want that person. I'm more interested in the 63 Corvair than I am in a fucking funny car. It's just that's just the way it is. I can't help it.
We can get some old oil can flags, maybe. That'd be pretty neutral.
Let's see. Mexican spec. Don't cater to people. Just do you.
That's at the end of the day, it's what it is, right?
At the end of the day, yeah. But you also have to remember that this is a business. So it's a matter of views. Al is just getting there now. He's almost monetized. So watch his videos. Just go over to his channel and just when you go to sleep tonight, just click on his videos and let him run, right? Because he just needs like this much more before he's monetized, right? But at the end of the day, this is a business. This is my job, right? You have a job, right? Whatever it is that you do, it is your job. Well, this is my job, and so I have to keep my boss happy, and you're my boss, right? See, that's the thing. Like people don't understand, and that's it. That's a lot of fucking YouTubers don't understand that. Okay, they don't fucking get it, right?
Right.
Every time I hear a YouTuber, right? And this is a pet peeve. I know I'm going to piss people off. I know I'm going to piss people off. I don't care. Here's my pet peeve. Every single time I hear a YouTuber mention his or her fans, I cringe. I'm like, fuck you. You do not understand the spirit of YouTube. You do not understand what YouTube is. Those are not your fans. Those are your viewers.
They're
And
viewers,
part
they're
of your
people. I mean,
they're part of your community. But more important than that, they're your fucking bosses. Okay? They're your bosses. They're the ones who pay your bills by clicking on this, getting those ads to come through, and AdSense pays your money, right? You see.
well, I've seen some weird stuff already on my channel. I'm having to learn to kind of not get upset over it.
What's that?
This some of the comments that come through. It's like, well, it's you owe us a duty and blah blah blah. I mean, I do it for the fun of it. I mean, I like engagement. It helps me be more personal, a little bit more outgoing because I'm a laid back guy.
Yeah, he has a job, right? I don't have a job. This is my job. So he would have a different attitude towards a lot of the things that I would. But all I'm saying is that, it's like, because you're saying, well, just do you, right? Well, I do me as much as I can, but you still have to go by what the viewership in general, what the community that tunes into your channel in general wants. So I'm kind of pigeonholed into doing this Mopar stuff, drag racing oriented stuff, Slant 6 stuff. I'm kind of pigeonholed into doing that at the moment. But I would like to eventually grow the channel to where the people are more accepting of if I do something like an airplane engine or a submarine or whatever happens to be, hit and miss, right? Cannonballs. I mean, whatever the hell it is, I would like to eventually get this channel, grow this channel to where the audience, the viewership is accepting of all of those things. But like, I can't lead the way. I kind of have to just, well, I can't charge forward and just do what I want. I have to gradually lean in that direction and hope that enough people follow along that it doesn't hurt the views, which hurts the bills, which keeps all of hurts the income, which keeps all of this stuff going. And then there's
Let's see, Frank Britton. The easiest way to find my channel is type Mopar out, all one word.
Paul Shea, YouTube is a lot of work. 18 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Is that Gabriel DeMarco? Hey, Tony now.
Gabriel DeMarco, yeah. Nitromethane is generally used in supercharged applications, but will it work with turbo applications? What about normally aspirated fuel injection applications? Yeah, normally aspirated it works well. Turbocharger it doesn't. There's too much heat in a turbocharger, and when it does, it lightens up the fuel too much, and you get crazy, insane detonation. The most violent thing I ever saw in my life. I've seen a lot of violent fucking things. Right, most violent thing I ever saw in my life was a turbocharged top fueler called the Duraliner. I saw this thing in Pomona. I guess it was 1986, 1987. Okay. This was just absolutely out of fucking control. So it's like this thing was so insanely violent at the hit. Okay, it literally took everything between the crankshaft and the rear end housing and just tossed it out of the car. Just boop, like it did. Just
It's
one
like
piece.
threw up on itself.
Boop. Right, yeah, exactly. Right. So there is such a thing as making too much power, and if you turbocharge a nitro motor, you find that out. And normally aspirated, it works well, but again, you got a heat problem because nitromethane needs a lot of heat once it's in the combustion chamber, not before it gets to the combustion chamber, but what's in the combustion chamber needs a lot of heat to do its thing. Joe K, with you treating UTG as more of a business on YouTube, will the Too Many Bikes channel allow you to experiment more with video content? Yes, it's one of the reasons why I want to do that. Oh, Dakota's time out. Tony, you just need to know how to breathe out of my left nostril because okay. Casey Russell, hey Tony, what is your opinion of the MSD ignition versus the stock Dodge ignition? Is it reliable enough to daily? Huge fan of the channel.
Stay stock, brother. Stay
I've
stock.
never used one. I've never used one.
I mean, for what you're spending money wise for an MDS setup, I mean, stay OEM, brother.
For a driver, there is zero benefit to that multi-spark ignition, which only lasts to what, 3,000 RPM,
Yeah.
right, or something like that. No advantage of it whatsoever, except you're raising the combustion chamber temperature that much more. You're going to burn that much again. You're going to burn that much more fuel. We need that much more fuel just to keep things happy.
Yep.
Right? I would say just the conventional regular ignition. Eventually, I'll back to back. What we'll do is we'll back to back an MSD ignition and a stock points ignition. And we'll do an MSD electronic and a stock points ignition and show exactly what the difference is on the same car, same day, back to back testing. Zero, you're cutting out early, brother man. Good night, all. He says. Be well, everyone. Good night, brother. See me garage. Will a stock 225 get better mileage with a single or a two barrel? I've never done back to back, but I know for a fact that many people claim that the two barrel gets better gas mileage.
Oh, geez.
What's that?
Guy asked if you can take a 97 318 and bore it out 90 over. A 78 model 318.
90
over? Yeah.
You might.
I don't like going past 60 personally. And it depends on the block.
Yeah. Well, he's wanting to go to a 4-inch 40, like a 340.
No, he's just better off going to a
Right?
360.
Was that 90? Wait. 3.91. 90 to a 4-inch bore. He just wants to go to a 4-inch bore. Yeah. Poly had motors. They used to do
Poly now, yeah.
But if you take a Poly, a 318A motor, you go to 4-inch 40, no problem. They'll do it. Tony, I know you've smoked grass and done acid, but did you ever try coke? Yeah, once or twice when I was, back when that was the thing.
When it was actually coke.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely freaking straight edge now. I mean, like,
dude, I'm like giving up this is my worst enemy now these days. Is this?
Oh, so
I've given up everything else.
I'm completely straight edge, and not because of any like like, oh, it's bad to do or anything. No, nothing like that. I just don't have the time.
Let's hit the wrench. Get a 360 4-inch bore and drop a 331 crate.
Get a 364-inch bore. I don't know what he's saying.
364 Sonic Side 318.
Dakota timeout. Tony, why aren't they putting it on the news about the petrodollar? Listen to me carefully, Dakota, right? Listen to me, my brother, right? Zero that you see on the news is real. Zero. There is not a single thing that you will see in the mainstream media that you're going to see on the news or read in anything that comes through any of the, like I saw Associated Press, Reuters, and all these things. There is zero that you will see come through any of those sources. And that includes things like Fox News, let's just say, right? There is zero that you see coming through any of those sources that is not altered, edited, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And the more important things, the things that you really need to worry about or think about or focus on are the very things they'll never talk about.
That's a good question.
What's that?
What's that? Cuda Vapor? There we go, right there. How much more expensive?
Okay. Canto Von Meer. How much more expensive is it to build a Mopar performance engine compared to a Chevy or Ford? Let's say 500-600 horsepower. See, it depends on what kind of engine you're starting with. If you're dealing with, like, let's say a 400 or 440 Mopar to get 500 or 600 horsepower, you're talking about a tune-up. I honestly, you're talking about a freaking tune-up. That's just too hard of a question to answer. It's too broad of a question to answer. John Doe. Thoughts on Alphas, Fiats, Italian cars in general?
I used to like the old Fiats.
What's that?
I used to own a couple old Fiats.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
What was your opinion of them?
I liked them back then.
Really?
Yeah, they were a nice little car.
As a full-blooded Italian, I know well enough to ever have an Italian car.
No, I used to have a little Fiat Spider.
I know people love those things. I just.
Now, would I own one today, though?
Want to say that again?
I wouldn't own one today.
No. Why?
I just outgrew it.
Let's see. Stefan Paul's got a 75 Fiat 125.
Yeah, I like the old Triumphs. We actually used, back in the day, we had an old Triumph TR7 when we were teenagers, and we did the 350 conversion kits in them.
Aaron Snare, any plans on public GTGs in the future? I don't know what that means. What's a GTG? Do you know what a GTG is?
I don't know. He was trying to say UTG. I didn't know you were going public with the company.
Yeah, well, definitely. The ITO is going to be announced on the 1st. Serge, are you guys in green screen? The background looks suspicious. No, it's real.
No, yeah.
Whoa.
See, we're live. It's not.
Oh, get together? No plans. I'm not. Al may want to do get-togethers for his channel. Do you have any plans on getting?
Probably in the future, dude. When they did the open house here, man, it was nuts. There was not enough room.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a packed house, and then he thought about doing a second meet and greet, and it about broke the computer.
Yeah, and the landlord was like, "Yeah, I really wish you wouldn't do that." And I try to have a good relationship with everybody who I deal with. So that's
Now, hopefully this year we'll have some events and stuff, because when we get done with Slaghammer, between the Hot Rod and with the No Name Nationals, we're going to try to get this car to events and stuff like that.
Yeah, Al is going to be. He's going to be hitting Power Tour, the No Name Nationals. You're going to a lot of different things,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah, he's going to be out and about. Really King, speaking of 500 horsepower Mopars, I'm patiently waiting for the big block head info dump over here. Okay, it'll come. Nick Judson, Tony, what clearance do you usually run piston to wall? Well, that's a trick question now, because what kind of piston and what is this engine being used for? Cast forged, regular daily driver, blown nitro. What's it be? It's all different. And a lot of it has to do with the piston manufacturer itself, because the piston manufacturer will tell you what the recommended piston for wall clearance is for any given piston in any given circumstance. So you don't want to ever ask one person, "Hey, what do you use for piston to wall clearance?" It's loaded with variables. Hubie's Garage, Tony, I have really enjoyed the down and dirty end drill tricks for the backyard builder, and I enjoy doing them. John, what are you smoking? I'm an American Spirit guy. Buglers for the win. Let's see. Oh, wow, Al. We've already burned through an hour and 54 minutes.
Dude, we've just been having a blast.
Holy shit. Sometimes these things just fly.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got a great audience tonight.
We do. We always do. We have the best automotive community in all of YouTube.
No, we can. I tell you what. Let's answer a couple questions. We did a video the other day when we were starting to tear down Kiwi's motor,
Yeah.
and one of the questions got brought up was, "How was it working with you,
How is it working with me?
dude? We get along. I mean, he's not a difficult guy, man. I mean, we're both old guys. We both have our, ideas and thoughts, and we just work well together. And he's still kind of figuring me out a little bit, but
Yeah, well,
we have fun. I mean,
Al constantly surprises me with his level of expertise, which in some cases is way beyond mine, especially when it comes to like body work and stuff. So he consistently impresses me with his level of expertise. And a lot of times I'll just sit back and just like, I'm not needed here. You know what I mean? And I'll just go off someplace else. Guys like the Junkyard Jet guys, I love having them around. They're so enthusiastic about what they're doing. Even when there's a problem, they're like, they smile and they just keep moving forward. And I love being around them. And then there are other people I will absolutely strangle, or, you know what I mean? It's like, just get away from me. So, I mean, we had that one guy, Lee, that was here. Please. I had that other fucking ding dong lamb chop. There's a lot of people who I can't deal with. I can't have them around me. What's that?
Stephanie Paul. So Al's the shop foreman.
Hey, call himself right. Yeah, that's good. That's a good title. Let's see. Mr. Will's just getting in here late.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Will? All right. Nick's back with his same question. Sorry about being so vague on the piston.
Oh, God. What was the question on the piston?
The clearances and everything.
I just answered that.
Yeah, no, but he came back with more of a direct question on it.
Oh, what was the direct question? Okay, my apologies. Very good. Piston wall clearance on a cast versus hyper versus forged. Just curious where you run clearances on any type of piston and even the bearings in general. But Nick, I understand.
You just actually it was answered from the earlier question.
Right, I answered that question originally. Right, every engine, every piston, every circumstance has a different set of guidelines to go by. Right. So, I mean, even like right down to the bore, the diameter of the bore. 3.5-inch bore is going to have a different set of circumstances than a 4.5-inch bore. Cast versus hyper versus forged, they're all different. They're all different. Full race, street, quiet luxury, or just rattling drag motor, right? It's like they're all different. So you have to go by the manufacturer, whoever makes that piston. You go by what they recommend for the application for that piston, because they're all different. They're all different.
Let's see. Shop Cat Industry says, Al, come be our foreman. Ours sucks.
Danny Boyd is not an alcoholic. He's an occasional drunk. Well, that's not bad. Yeah. Dakota's talking about, why did they bother putting advertised duration on the cam box? Because some of us, like me, I like to know the advertised duration of things. The duration of 50, I know that's the standard, but that's not the number that goes in my head.
Let's see. I'm excited.
Now,
Mitsubishi build.
There's also another factor there too, right? Okay, so duration of 50 is a measurement of flow, okay, because they say that the valve doesn't flow sufficiently below 50 thousandths of an inch for it to be of any consequence. But when you're talking about overlap, the valve is open less than that 50 thousandths of an inch or thereabouts during the period of overlap. So the advertised duration actually includes your period of overlap, where duration at 50 doesn't include the period of overlap. So it just depends on how you're calculating what that cam is going to do. Does that make sense? Or did I go off on a different?
It makes sense to me.
As long as it makes sense to you. Was the one rod bent in the 440? Yes.
It's bent, but we're going to go ahead. I mean, that whole assembly is going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, there'll be more on that tomorrow. Mr. Will, thank you for the super chat, my brother. Tony, Alan, everyone, any trick to upload a 10-minute video to YouTube? I keep getting an error. Yeah, you'd have to ask Kathy. I don't know.
The only issue I had was I put a video out a while back. It was like 23 minutes long. And it just took a while to get it loaded. Of course, YouTube asked me, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Is that the Garage 54 actually pop in here?
There he is.
Garage 54.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, man? What's happening? Just, screw what they're all doing, right? Much love from all of us to you. You guys, do you guys watch Garage 54 at all? They are the most imaginative, crazy people, mechanics. They're awesome. And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Garage 54. Okay, and I say this to Kathy. So I'll be flipping the TV. They'll have a new video up, and I'll watch it. Right, and I'm telling you right now, Garage 54. The thing about these guys is that they remind me of Americans in the 70s and the 80s. They remind me the things that they do, the way that they go about them, the way that they like this just full send. Everything they do is full send. Okay, and it reminds me, if you want to know what it was like to be the mental mindset of what it was to be a mechanic in the good days of when hot rodding was hot rodding and mechanics were real men and mechanics. Watch Garage 54. These guys, oh yeah, let's just cut this crank off. Let's just weld it back together again. You know what I mean? Let's just cut cylinders off of this. But Garage 54, awesome guys. Tony, David Vizard would disagree with the statement regarding the 50,000. Well, how so? I mean, the duration of 50 takes into account for lash and slack in the system. For example, 30,000 preload, 20,000 happen last before anything moves the valves. Yes, okay, that is true. That is true. UTG, if you subtract duration at 50 from advertised, doesn't that give some indication of love intensity? Yes. Yes. Who is this? I am the central scrutinizer. But anyway, you're talking about lash and all that doesn't account for an automatic for an automatic hydraulic cam where there is no lash. Hemi, thank you, sir. Great video you did, Tony, on the unibody suspension. Not to mention all the great tips and things to watch out for. Thank you. Thank you. We try, man. I really try. I swear to God, I really try. I'll tell you. I go out of my way to make sure that, and if you click on one of our videos, right? If you click on a video from this channel, right? There's going to be something useful in there, right? There's going to be something like how can I explain it to you, right? It's like there's going to be something you can use. Well, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know, but that's the goal. The goal of putting a video, when we put a video out, is whoever clicks on this is either going to learn something, be reminded of something, get a different perspective on how to look at something, or a better understanding of how something works, right? That's the parameters of doing like these things. You know what I mean? It was just like when we were over and we were at the we were over at Kiwis and we did that thing on the Corvette, right? And I realized, wait a minute, okay, this is like one of those just like show and tell videos, right? There's no information here. There's no trivia. And then I thought real quick, like this was on the fly. This wasn't rehearsed or anything. I thought on the fly was like, wait a minite. Here's something most people don't know about: the fiber optics that are on the console, and then the lights at the bottom, right? So I made sure, like as we're going through this thing, as we're going through, we're talking and so on and so forth. I'm like, how am I going to make value out of this video? There's no value in this video. Where's the value in this video? Here we go, trivial value. All right. See, so I do that with everything. When Kiwi stole Kathy, yeah.
Oh, dude, I was rolling on that video. I watched it the other day.
Um, the fiber optics love that, honey.
Thanks, Fubar. Put my link up.
By the way, Tone and Al, great cam video.
And no, we haven't figured out exactly what size it is. To me, this looks like a Mopar replacement cam, kind of like a truck cam, but it's got set numbers on the back that we'll look it up.
Kanto Van Meer. How so? Because due to Venturi, the seat velocity is highest when a valve just gets off its seat. So below 50 thousandths is a highly relevant phase. Yeah, but the velocity is there, but it hasn't actually started to flow through. So they're talking about flow, right? I understand what you're saying, and I disagree with the status quo of only using the 50 number. I disagree with that, but that's what's used, so that's what we use. Brazen Hammer, thank you for the super chat. Hey Tony, what car are you going to make into your 100 mile per gallon Miracle Classic? Nothing, man. You'll never see 100. I have a Honda Super Cup that gets 100 miles per gallon. But I am going to use one of these darts over here as a mile per gallon build. I just have to wait until things get a little more. See, okay, I could do an MPG build right now, but people aren't panicking. So if I do an MPG build, if I start getting heavy into MPGs, I'm going to get so many people like, why do you waste it? If you can't afford to put gas in it, well, you shouldn't be doing this shit. So rather than deal with that, I'm going to wait until the general public is in a full-on panic stage, and then I'll start doing gas mileage stuff. And then it'll be okay, and we'll get views. Because remember, this is a business, so I got to go with what the viewers are going to accept.
Hey, don't knock the old Dodge Colts now. Those things were really good on gas back in the day.
Mike Ruger, what engine did Mopar use for Trans Am racing? They used a D-stroke 340. They used it was a 305 cubic inch motor, but it was based on a 340 block. Martha Fiedler, my objection to building and racing a four-door sedan is that if it's slow, you don't have the consolation that it's at least beautiful. Bro, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I look at any of these cars and I see beauty. Let's see. Barrow's Garage. Heard loud and clear, brother man. That is why I'm holding an 1850 Ford mileage ride in the back as well. Yeah, just hold off. Just hold off. Because what's going to happen now, right? Listen, gasoline. Okay, so now it's here locally. It's $4. Out on the West Coast, it's $6. It's all ranging in between there, like $4.50, $4.75 a gallon or thereabouts. And it's going to come down. It's going to come down to the $3.25, $3.50, $3.25 range. May even touch $2.99 a gallon again. But trust me when I tell you, before the summer comes, the shit's going to scoot right back up past where we are right now, and your average price. The average price before the end of this year is we're going to see on the West Coast, you're going to see $10 a gallon. The rest of the country, you're going to see $8 a gallon before the end of this year. But you can't do that yet, right? And now I don't know if you see okay, so I mean that's the least rate. Like they had the CEO. I was just watching this thing before I left the house.
Wow.
One of the CEOs is talking about between the next 30 to 60 days, you're going to see between 12 and 20% food inflation at the supermarkets. So it's the least of our trouble right now. It's the least of our worries right now. You're gonna people fucking starving. That's what you got coming. Levi's Backyard Performance, $4.99. Thank you, sir. You got 370 watch. We have 370 watching, and he needs 322 for the No Name Nationals. Well, go over there and sub to Levi. Levi, tell people why they need to go over there and sub to you.
Yeah, we had somebody on there and asked, what's the newest car you own?
The which?
The newest car.
The newest car I own?
Yep.
98 XJ, which is all I've been driving a lot lately. The 67 GT has been my normal daily driver for a while, and I'm enjoying driving the XJ for right now. And Fubar just put up the link to Levi's Backyard Performance. Go over there, check out what he's got. What he's if you just hit him a like, tighten up our community, grow our community a little tighter. Joe K. Subaru just announced that they're no longer making the new STI and that it may return as an electric car later on.
Yeah.
The epidemic, Florida. All right, comparing advertised duration to duration at 50 allows comparing how steep the ramp is on a given cam profile. Okay. But now, wouldn't that differ between a solid and a hydraulic? Because you have the ramp is different. So wouldn't there have to be a correction factor in there to make up for the ramp? I don't know. Swamp Rat, it's my brother from the People's Republic of New Jersey stand. Swamp Rat, Tony, are you going to tell us that there is no Santa Claus? I would never say that. Even the difference on roller versus flat, yeah. There's so many.
There's so many variables. I mean,
right. Oh, there you go, Andy. Right, bring the brains in here. The man. Yes, hydraulic rated at 6,000 and solids at 20. Okay, there you go. So, all right. So, guys, we're way over the 2-hour mark now. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. We have to do it again sometime.
Yes, definitely. Well, next time Dallas is out, you know.
Who?
Dallas.
Who?
Oh, come on now. Don't do that before Dallas. Mr. Will,
Dallas
thank
is a
you
good guy.
for the super chat. Tony, even though I'm late to the party, please give me a shout out. New content on the channel. Go over to Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage. He has new content on his channel, and go check it out. Right? Am I subscribed to Mr. Will? I think I
Are you not subscribed to his channel?
I tell you what, I'm terrible with this shit.
I subscribe to his channel.
I'm not. I don't think I'm subscribed. I don't even know who I'm subscribed to. I honestly don't know who I'm subscribed to.
No, appreciate it, John.
Terry Littlejohn. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Fubar just put up the link to Mr. Will's channel. So guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta go home. I gotta take a shower. I need a shower real bad.
I thought I was smelling steak.
No, it's me. It's me. It's me. So all of our mods, right? Harry, John, Zero, Fubar, right? Thank you guys so much. Everybody contributed super chat. Thank you. You guys keep the bills paid. I mean, eternally gratefully appreciated. And all you guys who just contributed with your conversation and your presence and input and everything else, thank you as well. And I learned something. See, we do these things. I mean, that's what I love about
We don't know everything.
Right. You got my wheels turning. You got me thinking about things. Now, you know, Andy just threw a bit of camshaft trivia at me that it never occurred to me. I never thought of, but now I know. See, this is the beauty of doing these. Kathy's like, why do you do these? Why do you got to do 2 lives a week? And I'm like, I just have to. I just got to do it. And there you go. There's
the proof.
There's the proof, right? So
this has been fun. I enjoyed it.
John, you're going to be on John's channel?
Yes.
Right.
Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, I believe, if I'm correct, John.
Right. And I'll try to pop in there too. So okay. So that's it. Guys, thank you all. The greatest automotive community on YouTube, bar none. And it's getting tighter all the time. This is great. So that's like it's getting tighter all the time. So thank you all. And I'll see you on Sunday night. And he'll see you on
Friday.
Right. So that's it, guys. I'm hitting these buttons, and I got to hit 2 buttons to go out. Hit that button, and then I got to hit this button. And good night.
We're gone. Bye.